What's up, family? Get a news report dash 20 Mary Lee. Today is January the 9th, 2024. Moon Monday in my city, Chicago. Look, I want to take time out and talk about my so called older sister, Linda Nelson. Light bright, damn near white. We all probably have one in our family that think that because they the oldest, they could do you any kind of way they want. If you keeping up with the Country Wayne show, Rico and Ty, they have a segment where, Ty think he got to beat up on Rico in order to get him to do what he want him to do. I feel as though that's kind of like how it is with my so-called older sister, Linda, whom they claim died, but I believe she's not dead. They troll me on Facebook. And, I talk about, you know, uh, in 1995 when I put my voice to 3 cassette tapes front and back to the sound of music and the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, that I already knew I was worth more dead than I am alive. But all I asked for was $2 million tax free, and the rest could go to charity. That was in 1995. I sent my story to Oprah in 1984 while I was staying with my older sister, Linda Nelson, and her 4 daughters, and one of them named Dee Dee, aka Dion Nelson, the youngest. I read my child abuse rap to her at the age when I was 17 and she was about 12 years old in 1984. And then I sent it off to Oprah along with some math problems that I got 100 on. That's why I say I keep it 100. And, just trying to show Oprah that, I'm trying my best to, be a decent person. I didn't realize, you know, that cars was stacked against me or whatever and stuff ever since I stood up for myself at the age of 6 in 1973 for being a child abuse victim. And I believe it was my so called family who was abusing me, you know, because of some similarities when I got older. They had me, sleeping on the floor with my hands tied to the bedpost. And they tried to give me, I remember it was a guy and a lady who tried to give me a bath, and the water was so hot that I would jump out of it, the tub, hollering and screaming. I also remember it being the house was on the second floor, and there was some other children in the house, and a room where there was uh, little tables and chairs, set up for children. You understand? So coming forward or whatever and stuff. My case worker when I was at Catholic Charities came to visit me when I was 6 years old, and I told her because I never used to say anything, but God put it in me to tell her, and I was removed from the house. Now, allegedly, I supposed to had gotten away from my mother when I was like 2 months old. Now, I remember my mother saying that my brother Emmanuel used to steal her Social Security check from her all the time because he was on drugs. And I remember my mother, Mary Lee Rice, saying that Linda, who was a RN nurse at Michael Reese Hospital in Chicago, um, you know, stole her money from when she got hit by a CTA bus. She had got a lawyer, Linda did, and stole, my mother's money from when she got hit by a bus, and they kept her in a nursing home and kept her tucked away and stuff. Because I remember when I was younger, I used to always ask for my mother. I want to see my mother. I want to see my mother. And they would show her to me, and she always was laid up in a hospital or so home, looking all sickly. You understand? I knew then, as a little girl, they was gonna try to do me like that. Now, you know, I went to various foster homes, group homes, this, that, and the third, all the way up until you know, 17 years of age when I went to stay with my older sister, Linda Nelson. Long story short, before I used to went to stay with her, they would try to get me there all along and stuff. She was always reaching for me, and I would tell my caseworker, no, she just want me for the money. I knew this as a little girl. She was a gold digger, right? And sure enough, when I did, finally have to go stay with her at 17, you know, 7547 South Walcott in my city, Chicago. Sure enough, she got paid. Okay, she was getting paid. She was giving me $50, right? I don't know how much she was getting for me, but they usually give you enough money to take care of the child who out the bam or whatever and stuff. And she would give me $50. So I went to my case worker, DCFS at the time, not too far from where I'm at right now, 6210 South Kennebuck Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60637, Department of Children and Family Service on 59th, right off of Cottage Grove, not too far. And I'm told, I said, $50 a month is not enough money for me to do anything. I'm a teenager, right? And so they upped it to $75. And I try to get along with the family. Now, when I first went to go stay with my sister Linda, she said, I heard you like girls because, I had left this program called Vision Quest, program. And, I became the first girl head teamster, because of, they used to put people that were teenagers there, to, build up their self-esteem or whatever, or people didn't want them or whatever and stuff. And I became the first girl head teamster of the program. And I should have became the first girl head scout, but they cheated me out of that. Long story short, I was kind of popular and I kind of liked the girls. And, before I left to come back to Chicago, me and this white girl, Paulette was so-called liking each other. She just gave me a kiss before I left, and my case worker told my sister, and so my sister told me when I went to live with her, I have four daughters, and they're your nieces, and you better not touch them. So I said, okay, no problem. You understand what I'm saying? It clicked, right? You understand what I'm saying? I've been kind of slow, but I'm not slow, but I'm a little smarter now, right? Yeah, remember, I never went to high school. I never finished grammar school, only went a couple of years. And, you know, if you tell me something, I get it. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. Long story short, I took that in consideration. Okay, now I was only with my so-called older sister Linda Nelson for about 6 months, right? I couldn't take it, right? Because she had a boyfriend named Terry and he would black her eye and stuff. Now she told me to, not do anything to the girls, right? But she not leading by example, right? I climb out the window because I heard Terry and Linda arguing, right? And I went and got the police. We come back to the house, 7547 South Walcott. Police right there next to me and stuff. And she opened up the door with a black eye, right? I say, see? And he was like, ma'am, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah. And Terry in the background, what happened? Nothing. She didn't get him arrested, didn't tell him to leave. I put my life on the line. So the next day, guess what happened? Here comes Terry in the kitchen while I'm handling my business, come up to me, trying to be all tough. And I'm fresh out of the wagon train program, a teenager, and I'm kind of buff, strong. So, I thought I could take him for real, for real. And, I said, I'm not my sister. I'll cut your throat, real talk. And I meant that shit, and he left me alone. And, I eventually got away from my family and went to job court. And I told my sister, I say, look, I understand you need help with the four girls or whatever and stuff, because they stayed on the phone talking. I ain't know what they was selling. You know, to tell you the truth, I don't even want to speculate. But I know I was broke and I needed some help and a way out. And I wasn't getting it with her. And I remember one time I called the radio station and they said you can win $50 if you could tell me what was Bozo's sidekick name and what color was Bozo hair, right? So at the time I was, going with this lady named Donna Marie Evans, aka Cookie, right? Now I said his sidekick name was Cookie and Bozo hair color was reddish orange. And if you Google it, it is reddish orange. And they told me I didn't win because they didn't want me to have any money. You understand what I'm saying? They was always trying to keep me down like now. Long story short, I go to job court. Yeah, I didn't get the $50. Let's put it like that. I went to job court, but I told my sister Linda, I said, I know you need help with the girls. You could keep the checks that's coming through, right? Just give me the $75 a month. I'm gonna be gone for about 6 months. I leave, come back. I asked for the money. She didn't have it. I said, man, gold digger. All right, speed it up. You know, I ended up getting a few dollars from Job Corps. I went shopping, of course, and little teenager stuff. Ended up getting a job, you know, doing my best, right? You know, trying to maintain, even though she's not helping me, right? She doing her thing, like whatever, selling weed. You understand what I'm saying? Getting money for me, and eventually they cut me off for the little check or whatever, and told me I was no longer a part of the program. But I don't know if that was true or not because I was 18 years old. You understand what I'm saying? It could have went to 21. So I said to my casework, I said, "Well, what are you gonna, do with me? Can you help me?" She couldn't help me. Usually they give you an apartment and make sure, whatever. So I had to go to the streets. Had to go to the streets. You understand what I'm saying? I was staying with my ex-girlfriend, Donna Marie Evans. She said, "Hey, I ain't gonna be here all the time. You might want to try to, do something for yourself." So I sold general merchandise. That's how I made a living for a couple of decades. Fast forward, I try to put my four nieces on, right? You understand what I'm saying? To the game or whatever. I say, "Hey, I give y'all $200 a piece. That's $800. It was Christmas one time, like in 90, like in 95, and 94, 95, something like that. And I say, "I give you $200 a piece. Just give me the rest or whatever." They couldn't come up with a dollar between the four of them, just like they mother. Gold diggers, right? So I said, "Give me the stuff. I'll take it to the streets." And I made almost $5,000, right? Because I built up a reputation and a following in the streets or whatever and stuff. Sold the stuff, no problem. Now these are four cute girls and they couldn't come up with nothing. You understand what I'm saying? For me, but they came up with the $200 each for them. So that's the type of people I've been dealing with. I'm like the black sheep of the family. I help everybody. They never gave me a invitation to a wedding, graduation, nothing. Never came to my GED graduation, nothing. So when I met this lady, girl named by Luana Joy Jacobs, in '93, we clicked. We had a relationship for over 10 years, even though I know we had problems. But I believe we would have worked out had it not been for my family or whatever and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk, because we was together for 10 years. And she helped me out through a lot of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? More so than my family. They never wanted to see me happy. When I needed to go back and live with them, my my sister wasn't having it. She gave me a token at the time to get on a bus and think a dime or a quarter, and it was cold as fuck outside, and I really needed her. You know what I'm saying? When I needed her, she wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying? But when she needed me, I'm there. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. Long story short, my mother allegedly died in 2000, right? I go to the funeral. Now I'm the writer. Linda upstaged me, right? She wrote the obituary. She did the talking. I allowed her to do that because I knew 4 kids growing up, she didn't have a childhood. So I gave her her spotlight, right? You understand what I'm saying? But they didn't let me speak at my mama's funeral. And my mother didn't get buried the same day. So I always wondered, did she really, die, or did they give her a shot and she just played dead? You understand what I'm saying? Because we didn't bury her until the next day. And my mother, she liked to drink and smoke or whatever and stuff. And so, when the funeral was over, went to the to the after funeral, I forget what they call it, but me, my so-called best friend Dwayne, and my ex-girlfriend Luana Joy Jacobs, Jehovah's Witness. Now, and she worked for Blue Cross Blue Shields. So I believe they was all tied in to just bring me down. Long story short, we went to the, you know, thing after the funeral at my older sister's house, right? And I believe it was my mother's house, but she kind of conned her out of it. That's what I believe. Long story short, she by this time she had new furniture and everything, so she didn't collect it, the insurance and everything, right? Now my sister, this is the same one that told me, in my 20s, I was born May 25th, 1967. I'll be 57 years old this year, 2024. She told me in my 20s, I'm gonna need your social security because you're out in the streets selling merchandise, and something might happen to you. Now I'm not that type of person to start trouble. I don't gang bang, none of that. So, I won't even think like that. Why is you plotting my demise all of a sudden? You understand what I'm saying? Speed it up. She the one, she got the insurance for my mama, death or whatever. I didn't get nothing out the deal, nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing. You know, it's just bad, bad, bad. You understand? And, you know, in 95 or whatever, let's go back to 95, okay? You know, I gave my story to Oprah Winfrey again, you know, after 1984. And, you know, by this time they knew, you know, my calling was bigger than so-called rapper or whatever and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I put a lot of people on, made a lot of people a lot of money. They got over on me. I never had a new car, a day at the spa, a real vacation, or more than 25,000. And I, you know, lost the love of my life. You understand what I'm saying? The person I fell in love with or really liked it. You understand what I'm saying? Because of people's influence and stuff. Now I could have got her back, the one of George Jacobs, but I wanted to tell my truths and to tell the whole truth because I don't want people saying, you know, whatever reason and stuff. I don't want them to tell it for me. Truth of the matter is, my so-called older sister, Linda Nelson, I don't believe she did. I believe she just waited till her people grew up, her children, and I helped her. You understand what I'm saying? And she was jealous. That's what I believe. And I'm now she finally got me the way she want, like she did my mother. You know, just laying around looking stupid and shit and trying to take the little Social Security check that I never wanted in 1995. But they said if you don't take this check, you ain't gonna get out the psych ward. You understand what I'm saying? Because they try to make it seem like I was crazy once I sent that, you know, them tapes out. And, you know, I made sure the streets got a set also. So, you know, just in case Oprah thought she was the only one, you understand? So everybody know my story. They know who I influenced. They know I'm a big, you know what I mean, deal, but they treat me like I'm nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. It's the real fucked up Cinderella story. And I'm still, you know, not getting my props and stuff. And I was I was waiting on the bus just past Saturday, and this truck rolled by, and the license plate said Linda B1. Now I believe she had a lot of influence. Maybe she was gang related, my so-called sister, and she just got dang be doing the most. So, you know, they children are teachers, pastor wives, and, you know, real important so-called people, right? Now, all I got was my GED out the deal. You know, understand what I'm saying? And, you know, a few dollars and stuff to maintain so they can railroad me in the end like they doing now. They came to my spot when I was selling general merchandise. Started selling the same stuff that I was selling 3 rows behind me. This is how evil they is. I was selling music. They father thought it was a good idea to go to Swapperama on 129th and Pulaski. I got all the way out there thinking I'd get away from them. Here they go popping up. 3 rows behind me selling the same thing I was selling. Hated to see me happy. You understand what I'm saying? Fucked up my fucking life. That's what they did. This scripture is for you. I'm still number one, bitch. Ezra chapter 1. You see the signature? I told him in 1995, my signature is going to be worth more than Michael Jordan. You see it say, stop stealing. All she do is steal. She trying to kill me for the insurance. You understand what I'm saying? Who does that? Who asks a motherfucker? You understand what I'm saying? If you don't read me carefully, because I ain't the one to play with. It's the number 2. It take 2 to make a thing go right. I helped you. You didn't help me. This the number 1. Okay? Don't you ever fucking cross me. I'm not no little dumbass girl and shit. God sent me and put me in your path to help you with them children. You stood there with a black eye in front of the police. Where's the damn police at? You understand what I'm saying? And then you're going to put me in a trap building with motherfucking goddamn a bunch of men. You understand what I'm saying? What kind of sister is you? I know you ain't dead. You always been jealous of me. I'm sick of you and your family. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. You fucked up my relationship. You fucked up my business. You fucked up everything. All you had to do was stand up, you ungrateful bitch. Family, I know you got a person in your life and you can relate to this video. Pass it on. The least you could do for me. If I die, we all die. And I'm sticking with that. That's my insurance. Peace.